3 things you need to know about cultivating and curating your dream wardrobe. My first movie premiere and what I got up to in New York City. My first steps into creating the wardrobe of my dreams. And of course, some fabulous fashion finds. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Shakura, and I believe that when you feel good, you look good. So on this channel, I show you how to take fashion and use it as a tool to help you look and feel your best. So I have been talking about curating and cultivating and not collecting my wardrobe for months now, and I keep telling you guys that you're going to see me kind of rebuild my wardrobe after this weight loss, and the time is finally here. I have done so much research and so much soul searching when I'm thinking about my dream wardrobe and honestly my dream life. When I think about the woman that I want to be, specifically in 10 years when I'm in my 50s, what kind of woman do I want to be? I want to speak French fluently. I told you guys that before. I want to be world traveled. I want to be more educated, and I want my wardrobe to reflect that. So there's 3 things that I really thought about that I feel like are necessary as I slowly get towards the wardrobe that I really want. The first thing that is of vital importance to me is quality. I've once heard, or I've heard several times, people say that they're not rich enough to buy cheap clothing. At first that didn't register, but now I'm starting to understand. When you buy clothes that you have to buy over and over and over again, you in the long run end up spending more money. Now mind you, that doesn't mean I'm not buying affordable things. It means that I'm looking for quality, because quality doesn't always have to be a designer, and we know that. Specifically, in recent years, we know that not all designer is created equal. So designer doesn't necessarily mean quality, but I am definitely looking for quality. In this article on Business Insider, I thought was really interesting. This person bought a pair of boots that was $500. And to the normal American, $500 boots sounds outrageous. However, the point of this article was that since he got these boots, he will be able to wear them for 10 plus years, as opposed to a $50 pair of boots that would maybe last him a year or 2. So he had more cost per wear. Another example that I thought was kind of funny, recently my husband and I and my family, my friends, we were in Japan. If you haven't watched that vlog, go check it out. And my husband bought a beautiful pair of Japanese denim. My friends and family, we talked about it. They asked how much it cost. We told them, and the look of shock and horror on their face, I can see right now. It was actually kind of funny. But he will have those jeans forever. Where we bought the jeans from, the guy was explaining to us it's the highest quality of denim and how long they wear, as opposed to my husband buying a new pair of jeans every single year. He flat out spent money on a good quality pair of denim that he will have for a lifetime. To boot, this article explains how everything now is just worse quality than it was 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. The things that were affordable 40 years ago that were good quality is just not the same right now. So when you're thinking about buying certain things, it is of utmost importance to really look at the quality and how long it's going to last you. So as I'm taking quality into account when I'm shopping and looking for things, and I'm reimagining my wardrobe and what I want my wardrobe to be, I have realized that there are very specific things that I want my wardrobe to entail. Good quality shoes, some really great accessories, and most of all, some quality jewelry pieces. If you are not new here, you know that I have been working with Ideal for a good while now. And not only do I work with Ideal, I am also a customer. And I can attest to the quality, the beautiful pieces, and the overall joy that every time I open a box that I get from Ideal, that I get. I'm in love with this company. So I do have something that I want to show you. In fact, it has been sitting on my desk for weeks now. Can you imagine having diamonds sitting in your desk, on your desk, and you can't open them for weeks? It's literal torture. I like to open them with you so you get my initial reaction. So let's open them and see what I got. As always, it's always nicely wrapped, and I get a little card that I will read later because that's none of your business. I always love the way it opened. It's like so dramatic, and if you're not new here, I love a little drama. First of all, I got this travel case, which is perfect because I'm running out of space. This is coming very handy, specifically with all the traveling that I've been doing, and I actually keep most of my ideal pieces in the other one that I have, and I was running out of room. Excited that I have this new one. It always comes so beautifully packaged in this little bag that I have used for so many things. I have this pouch in my bag, in my purse, full with all kind of stuff. But the best part is what's inside the bag. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Okay, so I'm excited. If you have never heard of Ideal, or if you're new to my channel, Ideal has 14 karat gold and lab grown diamonds, which it means is sustainable, which we love it. We love a sustainable queen. The premise of specifically their earrings, they have the bracelets too, but I like the earrings, is that they have a modular design. You're able to build off a stud, pretty much play with the look of your ear stack, or even if you don't want to stack, just the one earring. It really makes for such a fun vibe and look, and I've had so much fun putting these together. Let me show you what I mean. Let me get a stud and show you how this works really quickly. So this is actually one of the studs that I've connected that I wear all the time. This is one of the earrings from Tamara's collab with them, which is one of my favorites of all time. I actually bought this myself. They didn't send this to me. I have this and the other pair. They're fabulous. But if you see this stud here, I could take the stud off and add it to what we have today. That is so pretty. You guys, I love these. I absolutely love these. It's just like a little bit of sparkle. We know it's quality. I also got this connecty air cuff situation. Let me show you. So what's really cool about this, remember I told you it has a modular design. I can connect this little hole to underneath my earring, sorry, and use the air cuff at the top. You see how it looks like I have 3 or 4 piercings and I only have 2? This is so cool, and I'm so excited to have this. I also have a air cuff from them that doesn't have this string chain. That doesn't have this chain, and it's just as beautiful. I just really like this effect as well. And then perhaps my favorite piece is this necklace that goes so well with these earrings as they have the same shape. Let me put this on because I'm so excited for this. So I have a few necklaces from Ideal, and I cannot wait to like stack and play with them a little bit. This is perfect, and like I said, it matches so well with these earrings that I got too. I'm excited about all of this. Like I said, not only do I work with them, I'm also a customer, so I am part of their rewards program. I have some points that I need to use, and I know exactly what I want to buy, but I would encourage you, if you are someone who likes to save money but also likes quality things, to perhaps look into the rewards program as well. I'm going to keep these on for the rest of the video because I honestly think it makes me look a little prettier. So there's a few things to look for that you can look for when you're trying to spot high quality clothing. We talk a lot about fabrics, whether it's wool or linen, natural fibers, silk. We talked about that. So they will definitely last you much longer than some of the cheaper quality. Stitching is a surefire way to kind of decipher if the garment is well made. You want to check if the stitching is tight. You want to see if it's loose. Loose stitching is always kind of a dead giveaway. Quality garments often have well-finished seams. So something like a French seam, I'm sure I have it on the screen now, is a good example of what you can look for. These kind of seams prevent fraying and enhance the durability of a piece of clothing, of a garment. There are a bevy of ways to look for quality, but another way is lining. Lining is hard to find nowadays, which is very interesting because back in the day, it was just standard. But when you find something that has, say, a French stitch and it has quality lining and is made out of natural fibers, you're on your way. You got a good thing happening. So now you realize the importance of good quality. You realize that you want to be able to invest in some beautiful pieces, but you feel overwhelmed. I did. I know I felt overwhelmed when I looked in my closet and I realized that the quality of things that I had wasn't what I wanted to reflect in my wardrobe, I got overwhelmed and I felt like I had to get rid of everything. First of all, calm down. Second of all, it's not cost effective to get rid of everything in your closet. It's just not. So you have to be able to take one thing at a time, whether it's every few months, whether it's once a year, whatever your pocket allows. But if you want to start investing in better quality things, you want to take it slow. And this is where your debt comes in. If you're not new here, you know that debt is an acronym that we use on this channel that helps you break down an outfit and recreate it to best fit you. I've explained this in other videos. I will link it in the description box. But essentially, it's just finding the details in the outfit, the essentials you need to recreate the outfit, and the tweaks you have to make this outfit work for you. So instead of going into your closet and getting rid of everything, I implore you to use your debt and slowly bring things in one at a time. Don't get overwhelmed like I am or was. So I'm still very much rebuilding this wardrobe. Just take it slow, and I guarantee you by the time you're finished, you're going to have the wardrobe of your dreams. With that being said, the reality of putting this all together and having a wardrobe that you could depend on, like I said, it takes time. It's not going to be done, probably not even in a year. You may even have to fill in the gaps with things that are more affordable until you find what you need, which honestly I have been doing, or I have done. If you are a more trendy person, you might fill in the gaps with trendier pieces that are not of the highest quality. It's going to take a lot of time, and if you're anything like me, you want it to be done right away, and it's just not. It might take years. The people that I admire their wardrobe or how they have cultivated and not collected, it has taken years. I talk a lot about Karen, even though Karen and I have completely different styles. I love that she has things from 10, 15 years ago that she thrifted, that she still wears, in conjunction with her higher end clothing that she has now today. So it takes time. It just takes time. Like I said, I'm taking you on this journey with me, and we are going to talk about it in this video. But before we get into all that, I want to share with you my very first movie premiere and what I got up to this week in New York City. Hey girl, hey! We just got back from brunch and I totally forgot to pick up my camera to tell you we were going to brunch. But we went to the Beekman. If you've been with me for a while, you've seen me go here, but it has the most amazing jazz brunch every Sunday. If you haven't been here yet, you totally should. It's a real vibe. I will say that you don't get a ton of food, but the environment and the music kind of makes it worth it. This is definitely one of my favorite places to go for a jazzy Sunday brunch. So I realized that I had never been upstairs before, so I decided that today was the day I was going to go up upstairs and see what was happening. It is stunning up there. This hotel is so old and rustic and gorgeous, and I cannot believe this was the first time I was up there. If you go and have brunch here, or if you stay here, be sure to go up the steps and look down and just take it all in. It was absolutely gorgeous. Now we are in Soho to do a little shopping. I heard there was a new Urban Revival store. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going, but we shall see. I need a belt. My husband needs a jacket. There's a whole bunch of things that need to happen. So we're in Soho on a Sunday, which might be a terrible mistake because it gets so packed. So this was definitely an interesting visit. I immediately walked in and it felt merchandised similar to Zara, but it wasn't quite as inviting as Zara, if I'm being honest. I do feel like there wasn't a whole bunch that I wanted or that I needed to try on, but it is new, so I'm going to give it some time to kind of figure out what needs to be in the store and how it should be merchandised. But yeah, I wasn't very impressed right now, but we shall see what happens. I don't know why I've never been in here. There's books, there's clothes, there's coffee, everything that I love. I have never, in my over 4 decades at this point, walked any type of carpet, and it was awkward. I felt very strange doing it, but they direct you of where to look and who's going to take your picture, and it's just, I don't know, a new experience. So I was nervous, but I got through it. So after it was all done with the influencers, real stars started to arrive. So obviously they kicked us out. No, they didn't kick us out, but there was a time for them and there was a time for us. And it was just really interesting to see all these people in the movie come in. And look, this guy came over to take a picture. This is the guy from Bridgerton, and it was just funny to see him run over just to go over there and take a picture with, I guess, his fans. Yeah, it was just interesting to see the actors in the movie, and we just stood out there for a while to see who we can see, and of course a crowd gathered. It was all just a really different experience. You know, there's actors that you see their face but you can't quite place it. That happened a few times here and it was like frustrating. But I know that the main character, I saw him in X-Men. He was the one that played Magneto. It was just great to go and see these people. They led us into the movie theater. We sat down, they gave us popcorn, and we were ready to go.
Karaoke time.
The movie is out now, and you guys, it was very interesting. I was hoping that I wasn't going to fall asleep because how embarrassing would that have been? But I would definitely recommend it. So very briefly, in last week's video, I spoke about shopping in Japan and how they had anything and everything you wanted. I did say that the prices weren't dirt cheap, but they were definitely cheaper. And of course, I couldn't go all the way across the world to the designer vintage capital and not buy something. I made that mistake in Europe a few times. I mean, I shop in Europe, don't get me wrong, but it was really special in Japan, in Tokyo specifically. So I did buy a few things, but I want to show you two things in particular because they really go with the theme of what I've been talking about with curating and not collecting. The first thing I got is this beautiful Chanel brooch. I have always wanted this particular Chanel brooch. And when I was younger, I felt like I might have been too young to wear it. Now that I am in my 40s, it just feels right. It just feels right. And it doesn't have to be stuffy. You could wear it with a pair of baggy jeans and a blazer on their lapel, but they have a few different sizes. I think that's really cute. And because I've always wanted this and it's a staple piece, I know I will have this now in my 40s, in my 50s, and when I am an old church mother in my 70s and my 80s, I will still be wearing this as I deaconess, right? This is something that will be with me forever. I've even seen some people use a brooch converter where they have converted their brooches into a necklace. So imagine a really thick necklace and this brooch at the bottom would be so gorgeous. I did tell myself that I was going to stop buying designer jewelry just because I know it's not $14K, but this is something I've always wanted, so I don't feel bad about getting this at all. Not one bit. This is something I didn't know I needed until I saw it. So we're in Japan, we're doing a lot of shopping. There are Chanel purses galore. I did see somebody get a good deal on a white Chanel purse, which scares me because of color transfer. If I'm going to get a Chanel purse, it's probably going to be darker. But they have vintage, they have newer, they have all different sizes. They had a lot of Louis Vuitton. I mean, a lot. They had so much Hermes. It was overwhelming, and the stores were overwhelming. I did not get to go, not even half of the store that I wanted to go to. There's just so much inventory. And initially when I saw this purse, I said, okay, well, that's a Speedy, right? And I love Speedy. If you've been with me for a while, you saw me get my vintage Epi leather Speedy in, I think it's Speedy 30, pretty sure it's Speedy 30. I just like the shape of it, and I always had since I was a teenager. And you know, it goes in and out of being at the forefront of fashion, but I just have always loved them. I do not have the regular monogram Speedy simply because I don't know, I just like the Epi better, and maybe at some point I will. I just not right now. So I love the design of it. I've always have. I use the mess out of my other Speedy, and I saw this, and initially I was like, do I really need another Louis Vuitton Speedy? This is beautiful. I've never seen this because it is leather. It is the vachetta leather that is on the trim of other Louis Vuitton bags. This whole bag is that leather. And I went back and forth, and then I turned the bag around, and the bag says Louis Vuitton Japan. And I said, this is what I need. This is how you curate a wardrobe, right? This is the beginning of me finding pieces as I travel the world, as I actually live my life. I will have this bag from Tokyo and my brooch from Tokyo for the rest of my life. What really sold me is that it said Japan. I mean, come on. That's perfect. This bag was made for the 15th anniversary of Louis Vuitton Japan. I had to have it. It's special, it's unique, it's part of building what I want my wardrobe to look like. I'm very happy with these two things as, I guess, souvenirs, and building out what I'm going to make as my dream wardrobe. So I was gone for a while in Japan. Then I did the Japan vlog, and I have not been able to show you some fabulous fashion finds. Listen, I personally have gotten a few things that's in the mail, and hopefully they'll get here so I could show you in the next video. Yeah, like I said, I've been shopping. So finally, after several weeks, here is this week's fabulous fashion finds. So this set is from Mango, and my elder millennial self is dying at this outfit. The peplum, the shape of the pants, this is screaming elder millennial loveliness. 100% something I would have worn back in my 20s, and definitely something that I would wear now in my 40s. I mean, this is fabulous. This could be styled with a little blazer if you feel, awkward about your shoulders. This can be separated, the peplum top with some jeans, or the pants with you know, a white linen shirt or a cotton shirt or a t-shirt. This could be so many ways. I loved that they styled it with these bold earrings and bold bracelets. Dainty would work too, but I really feel like something like this needs some bold accessories, and I think I have to get this. Did I say this is from Mango? I don't remember. But it's from Mango, so it's affordable and just absolutely outstanding. I really love this. So whether you like it or not, polka dots are back, and they are back with a vengeance. These two dresses are two separate vibes, but I definitely see two separate people wearing this. The one on the left are a little more conservative, so they might pair this with like some pointy toe shoes or, you know, a clutch, and I think that is fabulous. This might go really well with like a little dainty earring. The one on the right, this person's a little more fashion forward. They're going to wear this with some red shoes or red boots or a heel and a red clutch, some really cute sunglasses. I think there's so many ways to wear polka dots, so before you just say no way, I'm out of here, I'm not wearing it, really think about how you can incorporate them into your wardrobe. This, in my opinion, gives two different vibes. If there's one thing I'm going to buy, is a suit. I'm going to wear a suit with sneakers. I'm going to wear a suit with ballet flats. I'm going to wear a suit with heels. And this is a beautiful color. I don't know that the color would work for me, but if it works for you, this is a absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous color. Especially in spring when you don't need too much. I would wear this with no shirt underneath. That would be the shirt. The jacket would be the shirt. This will go so well with brown. They styled it with black, but brown or yellow or pink if you want some color with it. I feel like a suit will save you in so many instances, whether you're going to brunch, lunch, church, or work. This type of suit or this type of outfit will always do the trick. Now, while this is not a suit, this is still a matching set and such a good way to look pulled together without overthinking it. This will look so good with my Speedy that I just got from Japan. I love dark denim and like light brown together. I mean, dark denim goes with a lot, but for some reason dark denim and brown in general look good together. But like that light brown, actually that was very popular in the early 2000s when I was young. Now that I think about it, that's probably why I love it. This with that Speedy would be so cute. I'm just bringing it back to my roots and my youth. And then speaking of brown, this is from ASOS. The denim outfit was also from ASOS, but this brown clutch is, I believe, like $100. It's suede. I keep telling you guys that ASOS has great bags that are suede, that are decent quality, that don't cost too much. And if you're a clutch girl and you're looking for something, I think this is a fabulous option. And these are from Saks Off Fifth. These definitely cost a bit more. I think these are all to Zara. I don't remember, but I'll put it in the description box. Saks Off Fifth, you could definitely find some great gems that are high-end, that are name brand, that are designer. You just have to look for them. I think this is a fabulous find. This color for the spring, pair with white or yellow or brown, chef's kiss. Even pink, chef's kiss. I love the way that they're shaped. If you're a baggy pants type of person, this works so well. They're so chic in my opinion. These glasses from Cause are just really classic. Throw on everyday type of sunglass. You need some black sunglasses. I have a lot of sunglasses that are see-through, and while I wear those quite often because they're easy just to wear indoors and such, these are good for when it's actually sunny. So these are decent price. Like I said, they are from Cause, and yeah, I'll leave them in the description box. So with the rise of boho chic we spoke about, we know that's back with the ruffles and everything Chloe. It's no surprise that the gladiator sandal is back. I would love to know how you feel about the gladiator sandal being back. I will say though, because someone asked me before when I mentioned that, they said, when did gladiator sandals go away? Well, it's been a while. Gladiator sandals have not been in the forefront of fashion for quite a while, and I feel like sometimes we get it confused, because if we are still wearing things and people around us are still wearing things, we think that it's still in fashion, and it's just not true. I still wear skinny jeans, and skinny jeans weren't really in fashion, right? But I still wore them. So just because we're not wearing them, or the people you see around you isn't wearing a particular item, doesn't mean that it wasn't in fashion. It just means that we're wearing what we want, right? But gladiator sandals have not been at the forefront of fashion for quite a while, but they are Now, as Zara is telling us, and I would love to know what you think about it. These are the 3 options that I saw. Staying with that boho trend, the gladiator sandals, the ruffles, the whole Chloe thing, these bracelets are back in full effect. And I used to have so many of these bracelets, and I really don't hate it. I do remember them making a lot of noise though, and I do remember them falling off of my wrist because my wrist is small. But I do love the look of this, especially on vacation with some linen and some cool sunglasses and a basket bag. Very, very bohemian, very laid back. Let me know what you think about those bracelets. And then this is not really bohemian, but I feel like this would be a good thing to wear to work during the summer. Going to work during the summer is the bane of my existence. Like, I want to be comfortable, I don't want to overheat, but you also have to look professional, right? So something like this would work. It covers everything. You could wear whatever shoes you need to wear. This is from ASOS, and we have to start thinking about summertime work outfits, because who in the world wants to go with a full heavy suit if you don't have to? So anyway, you guys, those are my fabulous fashion finds for this week. Let me know your thoughts about this whole boho thing coming back, the gladiator sandals, the bracelets. Let me know your thoughts, because I'm actually dying to know. So is having a quality wardrobe important to you? For me, it is, just because, like I said, I want my wardrobe to reflect myself, right? My womanhood, if you will. And if so, have you taken any steps to really start looking at quality versus quantity? Are there any tips that we could help each other out with? I would say thrift, even though I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't thrift often. I get overwhelmed. When I was in Japan, I went to go thrift a little bit, and they had so much product that I got very overwhelmed. But they definitely had pieces that were worth looking at. And even in your local thrift store, I'm sure they do. So let us know any tips or tricks or anything like that. You guys, walking down that black carpet was the strangest thing that I've ever done, because like, who am I? It was just a weird experience. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Was it odd? Also, yes. Also, yes. And let me know what you found for your fabulous finds this week. I know that I got some, I'm hoping that things come in so that I can show you next week, because I don't often show you guys things, and I'm trying to get better about that. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I will see you in my next video.